Bismillahirrahmanirrahim. Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh. Nahmaduhu wa nusalli ala rasulihil kareem. Amma ba'du fa'auzu billahi minash shaitanir rajeem. Bismillahirrahmanirrahim. I'm reciting Surah Shams, Surah number 91. Bismillahirrahmanirrahim. والشمس وضحاها والقمر إذا تلاها والنهار إذا جلاها والليل إذا يغشاها والسماء وما بناها والأرض وما طحاها ونفس وما سواها فألهمها فجورها وتقواها قد أفلح من زكاها وقد خاب من دساها كذبت ثمود بطغواها إذ انبعث أشقاها فقال لهم رسول الله ناقة الله وسقياها فكذبوه فعقروها فدمدم عليهم ربهم بذنبهم فسواها ولا يخاف عقباها. صدق الله مولانا. My dear brothers, the subject that I am trying to discuss is more or less in the first 10 ayat. In this, the virtue of this surah is this is the only surah in Quran Kareem where Allah Tabarak Ta'ala has decorated with almost 10 or more oaths Allah has taken. Whenever Allah wanted to justify, magnify, and try to make it more important, Allah Tabarak Ta'ala, it is the usul of Qudrat that He mentions different objects which are being created by Allah Subhanahu wa Ta'ala just to make that statement more important. So same way Allah Tabarak Ta'ala basically, this is Surah Shams because the central theme was taken from Shams, from the sun. Allah Tabarak Ta'ala has taken the central theme from the sun, the different manifesto of sun, and inshallah, when we will go through it, we'll try to explain as much as I can. I'm not any alim or mufti, please just take it. And if there is any mistake made by me, please forgive me. وَالشَّمْسِ وَالضُّحَاهَا, by the sun and the light. And the duha is a light which you can see. It is not the scorching light, it is the soothing light, means the morning light. وَالشَّمْسِ وَالضُّحَاهَا وَالْقَمَرِ إِذَا تَلَاهَا, and the moon when it follows the sun. وَالنَّهَارِ إِذَا جَلَّاهَا, and by the day when it brightens, means when the light is in its full bloom. Allah Tabarak Ta'ala is taking the oath of that time also. Then Allah Tabarak Ta'ala is saying, وَاللَّيْلِ إِذَا يَغْشَاهَا, and by the night when it hides, means when the night comes, it hides the sun, means that it becomes darkness. So, وَاللَّيْلِ إِذَا يَغْشَاهَا وَالسَّمَاءِ وَمَا بَنَاهَا, and by the sky and by Him who made it. Means Allah Tabarak Ta'ala, He is referring that I was the creator. Means it is just a enormous thing, awesome thing that it is only Allah who could make that sky. Wal arde wa ma tahaha, and the earth by Him who spread it. The spreading of the earth, you can see it is also a big creation of Allah Subhanahu wa Ta'ala. And Allah is saying, wal arde wa ma tahaha. Now, all these oaths Allah Tabarak Ta'ala is saying, and then He wants to explain something. And what is that thing? That is the topic that today's topic we are talking about. And Allah Tabarak Ta'ala is saying, وَنَفْسٍ وَمَا سَوَّاهَا. Here Allah Tabarak Ta'ala, if you see tarteeb, you will see alif lam mim, alif lam mim, alif lam mim, وَالشَّمْسِ وَالْقَمَرِ وَالنِّهَارِ وَاللَّيْلِ وَالسَّمَاءِ وَالْأَرْضِ. But when He comes to the وَنَفْسٍ وَمَا سَوَّاهَا, Allah take away alif lam mim. Why? Because he makes it isme nakra, means he tries to magnify this statement. He tries to stress this statement. He tries to make this statement the most important statement. That is why he say, وَنَفْسٍ وَمَا سَوَّاهَا. And when he was making our nafs, which is, Allah Ta'ala is talking the individual nafs of ours, which is, in general words, we say ruh. When Allah Ta'ala created وَنَفْسٍ وَمَا سَوَّاهَا, then he created equal. He made it very much balanced. He made it very much perfect. He did not make it uneven. And most of the time normally people say, oh, this person, because he was raised in a good family and this person was born in a bad family. But Allah Ta'ala has not done any injustice to any person. Whatever he is, if he's a human being, whatever religion he has, whatever he is, but as far as the construction of a human being is concerned, it is وَمَا سَوَّاهَا. It is just like he was holding a balance in his hand. He was holding a balance in his hand. There is no distinction for any person on the surface of the earth. Allah Ta'ala made us all equal. وَنَفْسٍ وَمَا سَوَّاهَا. And as you know, when we talk about the ruh, the nafsi وَمَا سَوَّاهَا, when he was blowing in the ruh in our body, the body was constructed from the earth, and the ruh came from Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala directly. So when he was making the two together, he made it very much balanced. Now when he made it very much balanced, then he also accepts that yes, I was the one who did. فَأَلْهَمَهَا فُجُورَهَا وَتَقْوَاهَا. And then I revealed in you, I instilled in you fujuraha wa taqwaha. What is fujur? What is fajr? Fujur means something that I go against it. For example, Yusuf has put a line outside, it is written caution, the means that don't enter, and some person comes and he tears away and he passes into it. That is fajr, that is fujur. Means to go against, to become rebellion, to become out of law, to become out of limit, and go against some power. So this is fa'alama fujura, this is the fujur. Wa taqwaha, and Allah Ta'ala also instilled in us taqwa. What is taqwa? Taqwa, if you see the literal meaning, the taqwa means is to protect yourself. It contains the meaning of protection, and it contains the meaning of prevention and precaution. So it is, Allah Ta'ala has given the awareness of taqwa and fujur to everybody. It is not just one body. I can give a very simple example. For example, a person, no matter what religion or no matter no religion, even if he is an atheist, when he is going to steal something, he will look around, he will not walk normally, he will have some fear in his mind and in his heart that somebody might see me and my stealing might get caught. So he is very careful. What is prohibiting him? So that is what Allah is saying, that I have made you aware of what is good and what is bad. What is a good conscience and what is a bad conscience. What is a guilt and what is a good deed. So Allah has made us very much aware of that. Nobody can claim, oh, I was not aware of this thing. Allah has put inside you. And I give you the example, a very good example Allah himself has given. He is mentioning, why he is mentioning sun, why he is mentioning moon, why he is mentioning the darkness. So if you put it together, here is the sun, here is the moon, and here is the darkness. When we are in the darkness, means when we are going towards the darkness. What is the darkness? The darkness is that we become rebellious and we are going to do a sin, minor or major sin. We are going to do that. So we are traveling towards the darkness. And when we are traveling towards the darkness, the sun is not there. We know it is night time and nobody is looking at me. But Allah Ta'ala is saying, I have still provided moon. Moon is still telling you that there is a light. It is just like you think about that here is the outside street, and here is my home, and here is my mother. When I'm going outside the street, my mother is telling me, don't do this, don't play with that boy, don't sit in those people. If you want to play, go and play cricket or play some sports and then come back home. That is just like a moon. It's telling you all the time, even if it is darkness. So Allah has not left us in any time without guidance. Allah's guidance is there day and night. And that is why Allah Ta'ala has mentioned all these mediums to understand the subject. And all this subject is towards the next ayah, وَنَفْسٍ وَمَا سَوَّاهَا. When I was making your nafs, when I was making your ruh, I instilled in that you the awareness of what is bad and what is good, what is ugly and what is clean, what is guilty and what is a pious thing to do. So everything we have been educated. Nobody can say, oh, because I didn't go to school, so I didn't know what is good and bad. Somebody cannot say, oh, because I was reading science, that is why I was not told by that. Oh, my education was more like Western or Eastern or whatever he claims. That claim is not true because Allah himself who created us, he has created us very much balanced. Excuse me, please. Now, what happens? Most of the time, we try to blame others. For example, you might have seen a person goes for a bad deed. Next morning, although whatever he is, he will try to ask his friends, oh, I did this one and I did that one. For example, just a little example. A person drinks some little alcohol, and he talks to another person, and the other person is also alcoholic, and he says, oh, you drink only one, I do three. And then this person who is doing only one, he satisfies himself, at least I have not done three. At least I have not done three. But that is again, there is a lesson, there is a teaching from inside your heart, who is telling you that why did you do that? You should not have done that. And there is a whole system inside our body, which is telling us all the time. There is a mufti, normally we say that, there is a mufti inside our heart. He always tells us what is good and what is bad. And if we do bad, definitely we go to our friends, we go to our Maulana, we go to our Imam, we seek guidance from them. And the guidance is also from Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, that you are given the full potential here in this masjid or here in this world. Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala is so kind and so merciful that he has made Jannatul Firdaus for everybody. He has made arrangement for Jannatul Firdaus for everybody. Now it is we how we prepare ourselves. But one thing we need to, I will talk in the next ayah when I go there. One thing we need to understand that Allah Ta'ala is saying that فَعَلَمَهَا فَجُورْهَا وَتَقْوَهَا, I have provided you the full system of good and bad. You can analyze. In the olden days, it was philosophy that we used to talk. In the present day, we talk about the psychology. And these days, the science is equating our depression with chemicals. You go to the doctor, he says, oh, I have depression. What type of depression you have? I have emotional depression. Okay, this is the medicine for emotional depression. What do I have? I have depression because of my financial losses. So this is another chemical. Or you are okay, but you are disbalanced. Chemically, you are disbalanced. This is what they say. But Allah Ta'ala is saying that when there is an imbalance between your ruh and between your body, that is the imbalance inside you that creates all the diseases, whether they are physical diseases and whether they are spiritual diseases. In the spiritual diseases, you think about lying, cheating, stealing, doing bad things, doing sins, doing all absurd things, whereas the good thing is always in you, which is that you need to do the right things, the things which are warranted by Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala and which was commanded by Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala and all the prophets. They time to time has been telling us the vision that how to spend the life. Also then Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, as a result of all that what I am talking about, he says, Kad aflaha man zakkaha. Kad aflaha man zakkaha. This is the coolness. This is the result. This is the yield of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. Aflaha is actually used for the farmers when they yield. And you know the yield, how do you achieve the yield? After a process. You till the ground, you put the water, you put the seed, you take care of that, you water it all the time, and then the time comes when you get the yield, the crop. So aflaha is used for that. Means you will get your yield. And a good thing about Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala is that how will you get this yield? Man zakkaha, when you will purify your heart, when you will purify your nafs, when you will purify your soul, then inshallah you get the success. Now we have to take care of both things because this is a test. This life is a test. It is not just only our body, the needs of our body. There is a need of our ruh. There is a need of our soul. So what we do normally, there is a trend these days that we think, oh, if I am wearing this coat may not be very good, but if I wear Nike coat or Nike shoes or Nike something, or I have a good watch, then I am a big man, otherwise I am nobody. So that trend is just for our physical needs. But there is a need of our soul, there is a need of our ruh, and that need comes from the revelation of prophets. The prophets tell us what to do and what not to do. And they have been telling us. Even I was talking to a Christian and I told him that you got the message before us. You got the message 650 years before us. The message is the same. Allah Ta'ala wants that we should all, kadafla man zakkaha, we purify our heart. Means we purify our qalb. Qalb is a very important thing. You might have heard the Basra and the Sama and Basra and Fawad, that these two things are just connected with the heart. You say, I don't like to go there. You cannot show it physically, but you say, I don't want to do this. And then you say, oh, I bought the ticket. I wanted to go to that movie, but I'm not going it. Something is telling you not to go. So there are certain things which are physical, tangible, that you can touch it. And there are some certain things which you cannot touch it. And the ruh, you cannot touch it. The heart, the qalb, you cannot touch it. And these days, because the science could not put that invisible thing into practice, so they gave the name of personality. They gave the word personality. That, oh, my personality is not like that. Oh, I am a very integral person. Oh, I am a very pious person. Oh, I am a very honest person. Oh, I don't care for this Islam or these religious people. I don't listen to them. They are just very, what should I say, dogmatic, and they are very rigid, and they are just on their own, and I don't know what they talk about. I have to have my own life. But even those people who have their own life, you go and talk to them and you sit with them, you will see that there is a big vacuum in their life. The life could be filled only with Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala's commandments and Prophet sallallahu alaihi wasallam's Atiullah wa Atiur Rasul, that we have to obey Allah and we have to obey our Prophet. And this is the only success. Allah is saying, Kad aflaha man zakka. The person is successful who has purified himself, and wakad khaba man dassa. And unsuccessful is the person who covered with sins, who covered his ruh with sin. Means that he is highly imbalanced person. The balanced person is he who is providing food to the ruh, food to the soul, and he is providing food to the body. The food to the body is driven from the earth. Allah has provided all these means, and the food of ruh comes from the revelation. I'm getting to the point. Is it still? Yeah. So this chapter is very important because I use it very much while we are living in this country, because most of the people say, oh, what is my crime? Allah wanted it this way, but please make sure Allah never wanted us to do wrong. Make sure. Allah never wanted it to make wrong. Why? Why Allah has made us accountable? If Allah doesn't want to make us accountable, why He has created Jannah and why He has created Jahannam, Nauzubillah? We don't want to go to Jahannam. Everybody wants to go to Jannah. And this is our perpetual effort. Nobody can say, oh, my ruh is very pure. Nobody can claim. We can only do the efforts. We can continue doing the effort. And Allah is so generous that He is saying, Qad aflaha man zakkaha. The person who is purifying means he is in the process of purifying. He is kamyab. He is successful. He's not saying who has done his ruh pure. He is successful. No, he's saying the person who is in the continuous process of building his tazkiyah, he is successful. Allah is very kind. Allah is very generous. May Allah give all of us a qalb zaki. May Allah give us the tawfiq that we work on our ruh. And alhamdulillah, for our jism, for our body, every day we are hungry, we'll get the food. Every day we are thirsty, we'll get the water. We'll get many types of drink. I don't know even the names of the drinks. In the olden days, there were few drinks. Now there is no limit of drinks, no limit of foods. So there are many, many foods scattered all around Salt Lake City. And alhamdulillah, everybody over here, I'm sure, even the people who are on the food stamp, they also sleep. They don't sleep hungry, and they don't sleep thirsty. But we should try to analyze ourselves, because this is an individual effort. This is not a combined effort. This is an individual effort. The rest of the surah I'm not talking about, because the rest of the surah is the result of this first 10 ayah. The rest of the surah goes to the nations. Here Allah Ta'ala is talking about the individual. Kazaba Samud wa Tagwaha, Azim Bas Ashkaha. That goes to a nation. And Allah Ta'ala is saying, when an individual is corrupt, the whole nation will corrupt. When an individual gets the punishment, the whole nation will get the punishment. If I get the chance, inshallah, in future, I'll come and later on I will explain the rest of the surah. Aqulu qawli hadha, astaghfirullahi rabbi min kulli zambin wa atubu ilayh.